Intimidating.
Why so angry?
So last night's school board meeting at Carmel Clay was nuts. I'm about to show you every single person that got up on the podium and read excerpts from books that are currently in elementary, middle, and high school. For the sake of time, I'm going to only take excerpts from each speaker because each speaker got 3 minutes. If I showed all 3 minutes, this would be a really long video. However, if you want to see word for word all 3 minutes of every single person, I have a longer version of that on my YouTube, and I just provided the link as well. I'm warning you, even in this shortened version, it's really uncomfortable. And that really goes to drive home the point of just how inappropriate this material is for minors. So let's watch the Carmel Clay School Board meeting from July 26, 2021. Here we go.
At the elementary school level, this campaign has been rolled out through the introduction of books on our library shelves focused on sexual lifestyles and gender preferences. Educators claim that these books provide our teachers and staff with a variety of compassionate tools to help children as young as 5 understand alternative lifestyles and sexual orientation. These books include, but they're not limited to, the following 4 titles: Phoenix Goes to School, a story about Phoenix Finch, a gender non-conforming transgender 7-year-old girl who was assigned male at birth, but identifies with she, her pronouns, and likes to wear dresses to school aimed at introducing transgenderism to kids in K through 3 at Forestdale Elementary. Introducing Teddy is another book. This picture book helps our kiddos understand that gender isn't necessarily determined by your genitals, and is told through the lens of an adorable teddy bear. Again, this book is available at Forestdale Elementary. Sparkle Boy is a social justice book that encourages the acceptance and celebration of gender-creative 3-year-old boys who want to wear sparkly dresses, glittery nail polish, and jewelry, much to the dismay of his older sister. This book is available at Collegewood Elementary. Finally, Call Me Max. Max is a transgender kindergartner who is assigned as a girl at birth, but feels that her parents are mistaken about who she really is. Fortunately for her, her teacher understands her parents' confusion and affirms her true gender by calling her by the name that she has chosen, not by the name that she has been given. This is also available at Collegewood Elementary.
And I'm going to share with you the book, Call Me Max. This is for a K-2. It is in our schools, and what we don't know is how many classrooms have this book available. Gender means being a boy or a girl, or a little of both, or not feeling like a boy or a girl. When a baby is born, a grown-up says, it's a boy or it's a girl. If a brand new baby could talk, sometimes that baby might say, no, I'm not. When a baby grows up to be transgender, it means that the grown-up who said they were a boy or a girl made a mistake. That would be the parents or the doctor. When I was born, my mom and dad said, it's a girl. When I looked in the mirror, I saw a girl, kind of, but because I'm transgender, I wanted to see a boy. When I went into the movies with my mom, I went into the bathroom at home, or with her. But at school, I had to pick which bathroom to use. I'd like for you to see how young these children are in this story.
Unbelievable.
When I went into the girls' bathroom, a girl ran out. She thought I was a boy. I didn't mean to scare her, but I liked that she thought I was a boy. I used the boys' bathroom instead, but when I came out, I saw kids giggling and pointing. I decided to hold it all day and tried not to drink too much water, no matter how thirsty I got. If you'd like to read further, you can head to one of our schools, check out the book, but this is totally inappropriate for K-2 students to be discussing this with anybody but their parents.
I will be reading from a book currently available in the Carmel High School library to all Carmel High School students. Consider as you're listening to this text that a 14-year-old boy or girl will have access to this book with no parental oversight, no teacher oversight, and they can interpret however they want. The book is titled The Infinite Moment of Us by Lauren Miracle. Here's an excerpt starting on page 239. With both hands, he scooped up her breast, running his thumb over the swell of them and making her nipples even harder. They poked visibly through the sheer fabric. He dipped his fingers under the lace, sliding the fabric of the bra off her breast and anchoring it beneath so that it pushed her flesh higher. He did the same to the other breast. I like this better, he murmured, bowing his head and sucking first one nipple and then the other. She was wet. She was scared. She wanted him inside her. Her fingers found his jeans. She undid the button and pulled down the zipper, drawing away to check his expression. Baby, he murmured. He gently pushed her shoulders. When her mouth left his dick, he made a sound. His dick was hard against her, but not in her yet. With his knees, he spread her legs. She gasped. He pushed harder, and she widened her legs. She didn't know what she was doing, but she was willing to try. Charlie did something with his fingers. She wasn't sure what, and her body acted on it. She was having sex with Charlie. He moved his mouth to her breast, and she didn't care if she was done because, Jesus, he circled her nipple with his tongue before sucking and tugging. Charlie, God, Charlie, he switched to her other breast and everything. Her muscles tightened, and she turned her head to the side as she rose one last time to meet him. Then she let go. Charlie pulled out of her slowly and lay beside her. For any child of any age, and I can sure tell you, I don't want my kids reading it.
Sit down. Now.
That's intimidating.
Why so angry?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Is this funny? Is this funny to you?
young ma'am, if you could,
Yeah, she's laughing.
we have right, not behaving civilly. So so please.
I am reading a book that is available at Creekside Middle School. So 11-year-olds have access to this book, and it is called It's Perfectly Normal. One term for masturbating is playing with yourself. Some people think that masturbation is wrong or harmful, and some religions call masturbation a sin. When people masturbate, they usually rub their sex organs with their hands or something soft like a pillow. A girl often rubs her clitoris, a boy often rubs his penis. But the clitoris and penis are sensitive to the touch. It is now possible for the male's erect penis to go inside the female's vagina. The moisture from the vagina makes it easier for the penis to go in. Another book we have that is available at Carmel High School is called Doing It Right. Oral sex means touching someone's genitals with your mouth. Some people choose to have oral sex because it's not really sex. Then we have a little bit of, a glossary about blowjob, blue balls, coming, doggy style, and dry humping, in case our children need to know that.
I'm going to read from a book called Later Gator. You can find this in Carmel High School. I'm kind of wired. I just gave Doug his very first blowjob. What? It was going away present. See, since I won't see him for a week, I feel very proud of myself. Did you spit or swallow? I swallowed, but I don't think I'm going to do that next time. I'll just tell him very politely so he's not offended. I don't want a blowjob. You know what I mean? Doug tried to go down on me. Geez, that sounds so dorky, but I was like, no, that's okay. But why? Like you said, the whole odor thing, but in reverse, I'm blushing just talking about it. But actually, I'm still a virgin. We didn't make it to completion. Well, he did, but it was before, he squeezed it in you. Maddie, afterwards, he was like, oh, crap, Zoe, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, nice way to blow your wad, Doug. Real appropriate. Did he at least finish you off, return the favor, as it were? I felt good that I made him feel good, so that's all that mattered. Movies require ratings and parent approval to be in these movies with them, but the schools don't protect our children in the same way.
The book I'm holding was borrowed from the high school section of CCPL. It's entitled Crank, which I learned is a slang term for meth. We carried a blanket into the trees. He pulled out a bundle and a six-pack of beer. For the next 20 minutes, we snorted and drank, climbing to a very tall buzz. We talked and joked and giggled, and it all seemed just like it should, until it didn't anymore. Crank revved, pistons firing full bore, passion firecrackered in tiny bursts from thigh to belly button. Oh, baby, I want you so bad. My shirt tore open. Wait. I've waited for weeks. Put up and shut up. Kisses segued into bites, bruises. Pain ripped through my body. Brendan, please stop. No, you promised, you damn little tease. Off came my shorts. Down went his zipper. I realized I was in serious trouble. I'll scream. Go ahead. No one can hear but skunks and coyotes. I froze as he pushed inside. Oh, there it is. Oh, God. There it goes. It went all right, with an audible tear. Pain mushroomed into agony, and all I could do was go stiff. You weren't lying, you bitch. I lay there, sobbing, as he worked and sweated over me. Finally, he found a few words. I will remember them forever. If I had known you were just going to lay there, I wouldn't have bothered.
Today, they are voting on the superintendent's new 5-year contract with a nice increase and loads of benefits. Did they not learn with the last superintendent and his 5-year contract? How much did that cost taxpayers? As parents in the community, how do we know if CCS leadership is actually performing? Fortunately, through iLearn testing administered by the state, student academic proficiency and district performance is measured and published. Looking at the cumulative results provides visibility into the effectiveness of teaching state academic standards. For the sake of time, I will only address Carmel's English and math scores, grades 3 through 8. The results are literally a failure at 56.2% student proficiency in F by Carmel grading standards. Comparatively speaking, 2019 results were only slightly better at 66.7% proficiency, a D by Carmel grading standards. Carmel has every resource available to support our children's academic achievement. Therefore, based on the data from 2019 and 2021, we can determine that curriculum and instruction do not align with our children's needs to achieve Indiana's academic standards. CCS leadership is failing our children. The following action steps must be taken immediately. The first, CCS guiding principle must be academic excellence, period. Your job is to educate and provide immediate support to our teachers and promote programs that foster parent-teacher relationships, including in-person meetings, transparency with curriculum, and parent volunteers back in schools. Resignation or termination of our assistant superintendent of curriculum. She has failed our students and must be held accountable. The board and the superintendent are on notice. You have lost sight of your responsibilities to educate our children. Parents are learning, watching, and taking action.
It's not a good look, guys. Look at those iLearn scores. Look, guys, if you fill young children's minds with nothing but gender nonsense, race nonsense, micro this and white supremacy that, and dismantle this, and they're looking for it under every desk and in every locker, of course their academics is going to suffer. What do you think is going to happen when their mind is completely clouded with this garbage and this nonsense? That's exactly what happened to us in California. City after city after city. Every time they bring in this social activism, the academics always plummeted. Always. Every single time. And for Dr. Beresford and the board to sit there and say, well, I didn't know these books were in there. I didn't know that. If I knew that, I would have taken care of it. Miss me with that nonsense. You guys don't answer 80%, 85% of your emails. When you have meetings with parents, you guys just come with platitudes, equity this, equity that, inclusion this, and you try to run out the clock. So miss me with that nonsense that if you knew, you would have done something about it. You haven't done anything about it. And if you truly didn't know, then maybe you should resign. There's 5 of you, right? And assistant superintendent of curriculum and principals. You guys telling me your collective salary in those positions, you didn't know this obscenity and this garbage was in your schools? If you didn't know, all of you should be gone. This is inexcusable. There is no excuse that an amazing school system like Carmel Clay has books like this. And this is just a little bit. This is just a fraction of what we found. Your scores are suffering. You guys are failing. You guys have a very small window to get rid of this stuff and get back to academics. We're watching. This year is going to be different. You can count on that.